Hey there, Samitian here, and welcome back to Morrowind. Last time we explored quite a bit to test out the waters and see what our character could do, and this time I have changed quite a bit of settings. First of all, I have bumped up minimum interior brightness all the way up, so hopefully you can actually see indoors now, because the gamma correction only affects me and does not affect the recording, so...
Talk with you. Something tells me
Make
I
it
might
quick.
regret
I
that.
hope this won't take long.
Oh my god. People. Too many people talking. I've also disabled like 90% of these like soul mods, like the script stuff. The like time directional attacks, weighty charged attacks, and stuff like that. Um, Everything feels way too hard. Um, with all of these fancy mods. Um, I want the game to feel basically like vanilla. And that's what I have tried to do by disabling most of those script mods. Another thing I've learned is almost every single container in Morrowind is a safe container.
Whatever you're looking for, I'm sure I don't know how to find it.
You can store your stuff in like any container, and it will still be there when you come back to get it. The only downside is if you put your stuff in a container that is owned, and you take the stuff out of it, it will count as stealing that stuff. So I'm going to try and find a container that does not count as owned by anyone, and just store my shit in it.
Ever consider joining the Legion?
No. You're a guard? Some fancy equipment for a guard. So I know for a fact that this barrel is not... Yeah, this barrel is not stealing, because that's where Fargoth's ring was. So now that that's out of the way, what are we going to do today? Well, I want... My short-term goal is to get enough money to afford
How do I know
the
you're
I
not
haven't
up
much
to
time
something?
to
tent
be quick
from
about
this guy.
That's some
You
outfit.
talk.
I only
Morrowinder.
have a few moments.
How am I going to get that much money, you might ask? That's a good question that I don't know the answer to. So I feel like I am not strong enough to do the quest over there. So what I am instead going to do is I'm going to steal from people.
What, Outlander? Why do you disturb me?
Now, this is a little quaint little farming town, so not a whole lot to steal from these sorts of people. Unless I want to steal from my good friend Fargoth. Oh, my athletics leveled up, so some of my stats went up. Oh, that's another thing that I changed. In the leveling mod, I turned off stat decay completely, which means that my stats will no longer go down over time. That is not a vanilla mechanic, believe it or not. Your stats don't normally go down over time. And if I feel like late game I'm too powerful, I will turn that back on. That's the cool thing about these games. You can adjust the difficulty to your liking. If you feel things are too hard, just turn the shit down. And if you feel things are too easy, bump it back up. So I need money. Money is unfortunately pretty hard to come by. Maybe today will be a grinding day. I beat up on some mud crabs. Level up my short blade a little. Pick some mushrooms, sell them. Man, the game really does not like when I cast spells or have spells casted on me. That gave me the meat, right? Yeah, that gave me the meat when I disposed of the corpse. Disposing of corpses is a good way to make sure the game doesn't lag out with too much garbage on the ground. It's less important in the year of our Lord 2024 than it was back in the day whenever this game first came out. Oh no! A man has fallen out of the sky. Got a sword. It's got some scrolls of Icarian flight. Fortify acrobatics 1,000 points for 7 seconds on self. Oh, hey, I was just saying that I needed money. Some nice shirt and clothes. Journal of Tarkel. I believe I may have found the correct formula for the spell I am developing. With it, I will be able to travel great distances without the need to pay others for the service. If all goes well, I will test out the new spell tomorrow. I believe I have worked out all the possible complications. It will allow me to leap great distances, covering many hundreds of miles. Never before has one been able to travel in this manner, vaulting from the ground, sailing through the sky, all without that terrible disorientation of a spell of flying. The time is almost upon me. My research is finished, and all of my calculations are checked and rechecked. They laughed at me when I suggested this. We'll see who laughs after I leap to the top of their towers and scream out my success. Well, saw how that worked out. Maybe you needed your spell to last for longer than 7 seconds. A little quick save. Just because I do not feel very, what's the word? Powerful. I feel like I could die at any moment if anyone looks at me funny. Some rats over here. I feel like my stamina isn't going down anymore. Okay, if I jump and do like air dashes and shit, it starts going down, but... yeah, I'm not losing stamina from attacking. That is... probably not correct. Maybe one of the scripts I turned off? I turn this back on. Okay, turning this back on has made me lose stamina from attacking again. But not from spamming, notably. Oh wait, yes it is. Okay, let me configure this. Turn this back on. Okay. Maybe it's just because I was using a bound weapon. Okay, I think it's just because I was using a bound weapon. Because it's going down normally now. I'm learning, okay? I haven't played this game in like a couple years. And when I did play it, I didn't use a lot of these fancy, like, combat mods. So picking mushrooms is a decent way to get like some early money. It's not good money. Like, look, these things are only value 1, but you can sell a bunch of random garbage for $10 or for $1 and get a little bit of cash. So I mentioned my short-term goal. I want to buy that tent. But what's my long-term goal for this playthrough? Well, obviously I want to try to beat the game, but what else do I want to do? This is a huge game. I could be doing like tons of things, you know? Well, I want to look at the Tamriel Rebuilt mod, which is this mainland portion of the game. That's something I didn't do the last time I played, even though I had the mod installed. And I also want to beat the expansions. I don't remember what they're called. The Solstheim expansion and the Capital City expansion. Those are two things that I never did as a kid. I tried to beat Blood Moon, that's right. Blood Moon and Tribunal are the expansion names. I tried to beat Blood Moon as a kid and could never do it. I just wasn't good enough, man. I was a small child. So I would love to do those. As for like what factions I'm going to join and what I'm going to, like what decisions I'm going to make during quests, I'm going to leave that for, that's a tomorrow problem. I'm going to figure that out when I feel like it's needed of me to figure it out. Like, I don't know what Jiraiya wants to do with her life. She could just like go live in the woods and murder crabs for the rest of her existence. She probably won't do that, but she could. Eh. Eh. Bound Dagger's pretty nice. A fan of it. That Nick sound killed a mud crab. Oh, there's a grotto over there. I feel like exploring that grotto. Today's an exploration grindy sort of day. I'm just wandering around, I'm killing some stuff. Getting my skills a little leveled. Testing the waters of my new settings, seeing how everything goes. Yeah, I miss a lot more when I don't have my bound weapon out. The bound weapon is very useful for my murder ability. Belus Ancestral Tomb. Do I want to go grave robbing? Why not? Okay, this feels very bright to me, but I feel like viewability is more important than like realism, but maybe let me turn it down like a touch. I'll see how this looks. If it's too light, I can, or too dark, I can readjust. I hear a ghost. Shrine of Saint Veloth. Would you like to make a donation of 35 gold and receive a blessing? I do not have that kind of money. I'm just gonna grave rob for a little bit, don't mind me. Seidanine shipyard contract. Through the signatures on this paper, the owners of this contract are bound by imperial law to adhere to the following agreement. The shipwright of Seidanine, Antonius Percus, will transfer his entire business, building, and its surrounding land to Carnius Giorgio in exchange for 15,000 gold coins. The agreement is not upheld by one of the contract owners. This paper authorized the Imperial Legion to enforce it with all means deemed appropriate. Signature Antonius Perseus, signature Carnius Gregio, signed by agents Seculus, Erigala, Census and Nexus Office. Notably, Antonius Percus did not sign this paper. That's interesting. I've also turned off the sneak mod, the one that makes it so you gain a sneak buff while standing still and lose it while moving. That mod just didn't feel very fun to me. Don't mind me, just grave robbing some graves. Let me go back to the shipyard now, actually. I want to see if I can recognize the names of some of these people. Like, I'm very bad at remembering people's names, for the most part. Oh, someone is attacking me? Was it a fish? Oh, it was a fish. There sure are a lot of them. A lot of slaughterfish coming to attack me. Is this fish meat? Has no effect. I think meat restores fatigue. There's that grotto. Let me head over there. Murder some fish. Boost! Thought I turned off the, I thought I turned off the boost, pop-up. Does not drop any meat? I feel like murdering some fish should give me some meat. Got a pearl. Mawia Grotto. There's a lot of places that I'm not entirely sure if they're like vanilla or not. Swimming while out of fatigue. Does swimming while out of fatigue do damage to me? Apparently. That's an interesting decision. I should save. I feel like this is a very dangerous place to be. Especially since the combat music has just started. Oh, it's just a slaughterfish. now let me try eating this meat. No effect. Oh, my athletics increased. Nice. How much are these pearls that I'm getting worth? 50 gold each, that's not bad. Some easy money. Not all of these are giving me pearls, but... being in here sucks. You can only rest on solid ground. Well, ain't that a kick in the head. I don't have a lot of potions. Swimming while out of stamina damaging you is an interesting mechanic. I mean, it sort of makes sense, but it's also very tedious. Does this count as me being on solid ground? No. There's a corpse here. Staff, a lockpick, a probe. Some random, pretty shitty equipment. Yeah, exploring this place kind of sucks. Swim boost train? Hurt if swimming with 0 fatigue. No. I'm gonna turn that off, just because it's annoying. It may be realistic-ish, but I don't care. I would rather the game be less tedious. Am I going to be able to make it down here and then swim back up before I drown? That's a good question that I don't think the answer is yes. When's the last time I saved? I saved in here, so that's not that big of a deal. Oh, I didn't die, I'm fine. I need a water breathing potion or something. I just don't go fast enough. I think I'm gonna die now. Okay, I didn't die. I'm gonna leave. This can be a later, an explore later place. I need to go south. How do I get out of here? This way, right? Yeah. This fantastic swimming animation. Okay, so this place sucks. Without a way to breathe underwater, so... let's just leave. Come back to it later if we want to, I guess. Okay, can I rest until healed? Oh, it's nighttime. Murder a scrib, as one is wont to do. As I mentioned before, this is going to be a very slow-paced, series. But did that increase my personality? Wait, short blade increases personality? What the fuck? Huh. It's interesting. There's gonna be a lot of me wandering around, just doing stuff, playing the game. I expect this series to take an extremely long amount of time, and I am okay with that, actually. Okay, so what were the names of these people on this, the names of these people in this contract? Carnius Giorgio and Antonius Percus. Giorgio was the guy in here, right?
How wonderful. Another tourist.
No, this is Antonius Percius. So Carnius Giorgio signed this, and Antonio Percius did not. That's an interesting turn. That's an interesting development.
What, Outlander? Why do you disturb me? What, stranger? Come on, I haven't got all day.
Where did I
you
put
know.
that?
So where's this Giorgio? Carnius Giorgio. I'm wondering if Carnius Giorgio is... Who are you?
You risk your neck coming here.
Rigma. Rigma, a Nord knight. At first it seems like the fuss about the Nerevarine prophecy was just silly superstition. Then I learned that the Dunmer have been waiting for Lord Nerevar to come back for centuries. The Incarnate, they call it. Every few years an Ashlander appears, and the tribes call him the Incarnate, and then the temple goes out, hunts him down, and reveals him as a fake. Why does the temple worry so much about it? Oh no, paralyzed me. It's rude. So scribs are mostly harmless if you don't fight them first, but I need experience points, so... I'm looking for something. Something that is around this area in the vanilla game. Aha. Processus Vitulus. Got some gold. Got a tax record. Tax record. Processus Vigilus, Sedanine Census and Excess Office. It's basically a list of everyone's taxes. Few people haven't paid up. And that actually updated our journal. Found a corpse while traveling near Sedanine. It seems the corpse of one Processus Vigilus based on some items found in his body. He's carrying a parchment with what looks like tax records. He also had 200 gold in his body, probably taxes he'd collected. So I could probably report this to the proper authorities. My question is, do I want to do that? Or do I just keep the gold? Just keeping the gold seems like something that my character would do. My dagger has run out of charge, unfortunately. And I do not have the means to re-enchant it currently. So I think I'm gonna go talk to someone about this corpse that I found. Maybe they'll give me something to do. Maybe they'll give me a reward for finding his body. Or maybe they won't. Let's find out. The murder of Processus Vigilus. Murdered? What a waste. Processus was a good man. I had been wondering why we hadn't heard from him in a few days. Still, these are dangerous times we live in, and these sorts of things will happen. Did you happen to find the tax money he'd collected? I hate to be so callous, but I do have a job to do. I could just lie. My character would lie. No, it figures, I suppose. Thanks for letting me know what had happened.
I haven't much time, so be quick about this.
Does that end the quest? It does. Oh, that's fair. Don't tell him about the gold, and yeah, the quest is over. But I do get to keep the gold, which is very nice. Is that the optimal outcome of this scenario? Probably not, but...
Do you want something?
His name is Maggot. Slavery is legal here. Foul murder is illegal, but if he strikes the first blow, you're in the clear. A verbal attack is illegal, just like an unprovoked physical attack. Folks are touchy about personal honor. Watch your tongue, or you'll get called out to a duel.
I don't know. You look
A
like
great
trouble to me.
day to go shopping. What can I get you?
A great day to go shopping. Let me sell some crap. So these Akarian Flight Scrolls are worthless, but they are unique, so I'd like to keep them if possible. Sell this paper. Sell that. I'd also like to keep the journal because it's unique. I don't think I'm going to be using Longblade or blunt weapons, so I'll just sell those. Get rid of some of these clothes. And then sell all of these mushrooms. I don't get a lot of money from all this, obviously, but... Okay, and let me see if I can get a little extra gold, level my mercantile a bit. There we go. And that should have brought my mercantile up a touch. Yeah, 4. So in order to level your mercantile, you do need to get a deal when you sell to people. You can't just sell for the base price and have it go up, unfortunately. What the fuck was that about? That guy just teleported away. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for today, actually. I know not a whole lot happened, but like I said, this is going to be a slow series where I just kind of do stuff. Wander around, see what I can find. Next time, maybe we'll try and figure out what's going on with this shipyard contract. See if we can find this Carnius Giorgio. See you guys then.